Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Every heart sings a song incomplete until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. The touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead have seen the end of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover, with accuracy, the peculiar bent of the genius of each. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. According to Greek mythology, humans were originally created with 4 arms, 4 legs, and a head with 2 faces. Fearing their power, Zeus split them into 2 separate parts, condemning them to spend their lives in search of their other halves. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Love is a serious mental disease. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with facts. Those who tell the stories rule society. There is truth in wine and children. Human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Courage is knowing what not to fear. There are 3 classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. There are 2 things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. You should not honor men more than truth. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. The beginning is the most important part of the work. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. A house that has a library in it has a soul. Necessity is the mother of invention. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. Character is simply habit, long continued. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Musical innovation is full of danger to the state, for when modes of music change, the fundamental laws of the state always change with them. You're my star, a stargazer too, and I wish that I were heaven, with 1 billion eyes to look at you. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of 2 and heal the wound of human nature. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Writing is the geometry of the soul. Have you ever sensed that our soul is immortal and never dies? If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole, and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The first and best victory is to conquer self. True friendship can exist only between equals. Love is the name for our pursuit of wholeness, for our desire to be complete. How could they see anything but the shadows if they were never allowed to move their heads? No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. No human thing is of serious importance False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. He whom loves touches not walks in darkness. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death.